The year was 1952. In the remote wilderness of Oregon, hidden deep within the forest, a private secret facility conducted experiments far beyond the public's knowledge. A private defense company had been toying with the concept of human enhancement, genetically engineering soldiers to be stronger, faster, and more resilient. But something went horribly wrong. In a sterile underground lab, two subjects, a male and a female, had been transformed into hulking creatures. Their bodies, stretched to over 8 feet tall, were covered in coarse, dark hair. Their once human faces were distorted, with elongated jaws and teeth sharper than any animal in the forest. Their eyes, filled with a primal rage, glowed faintly in the dim lab light. The military had lost control. One night, amidst the sound of alarms and panicked shouting, the creatures broke free. They tore through metal doors and slaughtered the guards in their way, escaping into the dark, thick forest. As the creatures vanished into the night, the facility fell silent, leaving only the mangled remains of those who had tried to stop them. Word of the breach quickly reached the highest levels of command. A special military task force, trained in hunting down the unnatural, was dispatched to track and destroy the escaped experiments. Armed with rifles, explosives, and tracking dogs, the soldiers ventured into the dense Oregon woods, their faces grim. The forest was unnervingly quiet as they searched. Thick fog clung to the ground, and the towering trees seemed to close in around them. For days, the team followed the creatures' trail, trees ripped from their roots, deep claw marks in the bark, and the unmistakable stench of death lingering in the air. One evening, as the sun sank below the horizon, the team made camp in a small clearing. The soldiers sat around a fire, their nerves on edge. The leader, a seasoned captain, stared into the flames, his fingers gripping his rifle tightly.
We have to be close. They're watching us. On your guard, men.
Suddenly, the dogs began to growl, their fur standing on end. The men stood, raising their rifles, eyes scanning the tree line. In the distance, a faint rustling of leaves. And then, without warning, the creatures attacked. The male creature charged first, its massive body crashing through the underbrush. Before the soldiers could react, it tore into one of them, flinging him into a tree with a sickening thud. Gunfire erupted as the team opened fire, bullets tearing through the air, but the creatures were too fast. The female creature emerged from the opposite side, her movements eerily silent. She pounced on another soldier, her claws raking across his chest. The night was filled with screams as the team was picked off one by one. Their bullets seemed useless against the beast's thick hides. Within minutes, the clearing was filled with the bodies of the soldiers, their rifles lying useless in the dirt. The creatures stood over them, breathing heavily, blood dripping from their claws. But they did not stay to feast. Instead, they vanished back into the depths of the forest, leaving nothing behind but carnage. The military, upon hearing of the failed mission, quietly covered up the incident. They sealed off the facility and let the creatures fade into the dark corners of history. Years passed, and the Oregon wilderness became a place of mystery and fear. Those living near the forest began to report strange sightings, large ape-like figures moving swiftly between the trees, and deep, massive footprints found in the mud after rains. Hunters whispered of encounters with something huge, something not quite animal, but not human either. The creatures stayed hidden, avoiding human contact, venturing deeper into the untamed woods to escape their would-be captors. And so the legend was born. People came to call these creatures Bigfoot, dismissing them as folklore and fantasy. But those who lived close to the forest knew better. The creatures from the failed experiment still roamed, silent and unseen, their massive footprints the only clue of their existence. In the quiet nights when the wind howled through the trees, some said you could still hear them, watching, waiting. If you enjoyed this video, click like and subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment, tell me what scares you most.